Welcome back to the channel. By the end of this video, you should be filled in on everything that has happened on Roblox in the past couple days, such as Roblox cracking down on illegal casinos once again, a new Roblox event that is not really an event, but people still like it, but they also hate it. It's so confusing. The removal of the reset character button, and so much more stuff I want to talk about in today's video after I ask you to subscribe, because for every 1 subscriber, I'll pet my cat. And if we somehow magically hit 1.2 million subscribers by the end of this year, which is just not going to happen, I will post a video of me petting my cat. Okay, but either way, we can move on to the first story, which is an update to my last video about Blox fruits, because yesterday, Blox fruits kind of had another big update to accompany their big update prior to kind of fix the whole dragon token drama. Now, I haven't really done a lot of research into this because, again, I don't play Blox fruits, so this whole situation is very foreign to me, but I try to understand it the best I can, and from what I've seen, this is the main update that they implemented yesterday, where it says you will receive a dragon even if you use your tokens already. So basically, everyone that had their permanent dragon removed was actually able to get a reworked dragon fruit thing now as of yesterday, even if they already used their token to get like a free thing or whatnot. Now, me personally, I feel like this is a good way to fix it from what I can see and what I'm reading. Again, I don't play Blox fruits though, so I don't really have the full information. I still think people are mad a little bit, but for the most part, I think Blox fruits has redeemed themselves in some way, shape, or form, because I'm not really seeing many people mad at them anymore. And at the end of the day, it seems like everyone got their dragon back. So if you bought a permanent dragon in Blox fruits or dragon fruit or whatever, you just got the reworked one back in your inventory, I guess, or whatever, so you can use it. And from my understanding, that's good. All right. Tell me in the comments if I'm wrong. Again, I don't play Blox fruits, but if you do and you know exactly what's happening, tell me if this update actually fixed the problems that you guys were having prior, because from what I'm seeing, it seems like it did. But either way, we can now move on to another game that is facing backlash for a big update that they released, and let me tell you, it's not good. Fisch is a game that we all know and love. It has like thousands upon thousands upon thousands of players every day, and you probably played it before yourself. Now, Fisch has always kind of been on thin ice, I feel like, because they're always kind of labeled as this RNG game, even though they're not really an RNG game. It's like a fishing game. Like, I guess, yeah, it's RNG, but it's also I don't know. So as soon as Fisch made one mistake on their game, everybody flocked to hate it. And let me tell you, their response did not make it any better. Their response kind of sucked. But basically what happened is Fisch made a game pass, I think, on their game, and people were complaining about how that game pass wasn't really worth the price. Like, when you paid that money to get the game pass, you were kind of getting bad stuff with it. Like, it wasn't worth it at all. So the official Fisch account on Twitter tweeted out this: a good chunk of our players are unhappy with the Robux bundle we released with the Fishmas update due to the items not being worth the price. It was intentional. What? So yes, we're gonna make a game pass where the items are not worth the price. That was intentional. See, that kind of seems like a bad thing to say in this situation, but let's keep reading, because they then go on to say, we're not going to go out of our way to sell a game-breaking meta rod to rake in a few extra pennies, which I guess makes sense. Like, you don't want to break the game's balancing for a game pass, right? We have gone out of our way, however, to notify long-time and trusted members of our community before we release these paid features to tell them not to bother wasting their money on it, because it would not be worth purchasing it since they're already so far ahead in the game, which is weird. So like they're secretly telling people not to buy these certain game passes because they suck. I feel like that's not a good way to do this. Maybe just show like an equivalent of what the game pass is in game. Like, we made a promise to this community to not go down the pay to win route, and we're keeping it. The development team is very well aware of the boundary that the community set in place after the Do Big acquisition, and it is not in our interest to violate those boundaries. Okay, purchase these bundles on your own accord. We haven't and don't plan on entertaining the idea of selling rods or other items strong enough to pay your way through the game. Well, then just don't make this game pass. Like, am I crazy? Our goal is to ensure that you can enjoy Fisch just as much as any other person without spending a dime, and that goal won't change. See, that can happen with good balancing though, and like good you know, explanation on what these game passes do, you know what I mean? We will reiterate once again that it is your choice to purchase what we sell. Yeah, but it's also your job to promote these things properly and show their worth. I mean, I'm not really sure how this like game pass is shown on the website and in game. Maybe it does show clear stats for what you're going to get for this game pass, but honestly, it doesn't seem like it does, because they had to like notify their players not to buy this, which is kind of weird. And as you can see by the replies to likes, it's a little bit bad. Like 200 replies to 800 likes is not good, I'm going to be honest. And if we go into the comments, you can see a lot of people just talking about how, hey, like this is not good. This is bad. This is a terrible update. And yeah, all of the comments are just confronting Fisch about their, you know, game being a little bit pay too fast. I'm seeing that term a lot, which is very interesting. It's a new term, I guess, that this game is, you know, getting thrown at them. And yeah, I'm not really sure. Tell me in the comments what your opinion on the whole Fisch drama is. I'm not a huge Fisch player. I have played it a little bit, but again, I'm not like really deep into the community, so I don't really know exactly what this means. Now, I do have a lot of friends that are like die-hard Fisch fans. Like they have hundreds upon hundreds of hours in this game, and they are also like really not big fans of this update, and they really hate this statement. So I mean, yeah, tell me in the comments what you think if you are a Fisch player, and let's move on. And now we can move on to the next story, which just happens to be Roblox's brand new event, not really being an event, but is also an event, and it's not it's so confusing because basically Roblox tweeted out this yesterday saying, "The lights are on. Join the celebration of the latest winter updates starting tomorrow until January 2nd, with a video just showing off all the games that are participating in the winter spotlight," which in my last video I thought was their event, but apparently Roblox tweeted out multiple times yesterday that this is not an event. Here's one tweet where they said, "Consider this an event light. Every holiday season, our community creates incredible content, and we didn't want to miss the chance to celebrate that." If we scroll down a little bit more, they say another thing where it's like December, winter spotlight, early 2025, next event. They really want to make it clear that this is not their event that they were working on, and I want to make it clear that it is not their event that they were working on as well, because in my last video, I kind of made the conclusion that this was their event, but it wasn't. So I made a complete mistake, and I want to clear that up right now. But even though this isn't technically an event, it kind of just feels like the run-of-the-mill Roblox event. Like you join it, there's portals, you go into those portals, you play a game, you do their challenges, you get some coins, or in this case, I don't really know what they are. They're like these things. I don't know. You get a bunch of those things, and then you spend them on gifts to actually get items. It just seems like a run-of-the-mill event, and I'm kind of confused why Roblox isn't promoting this as an event. It is kind of an event at the end of the day. I guess it's because it is like a pretty small event compared to all the other events that have shown up. I think there's only like 10 games participating, and all of their challenges are like very small. Like you could probably complete this whole thing within a day, maybe even a couple of hours. But yeah, either way, it seems kind of cool. I joined it earlier today, and I played a couple things. I did some challenges, and they were pretty easy, and the items that you get for this are pretty good. Like, let me try and find them all real quick. So here's a screenshot that I found on Twitter of all of the items being uploaded, and as you can see, they are actually really cool. Like, I like every single item that is here. I'm gonna be honest. The UGC, like, people that made these killed it, bro. I'm not sure who the exact modelers and creators of these items are exactly, but they absolutely killed it. These items are actually so cool. I really like the helmets that you get from the launchers. The first item you get is this beanie, and it's pretty cool. Yeah, this like not event is actually really good for what Roblox is doing here. The items look great, the vibes are great, and I feel like you will probably enjoy it if you go and play it. It isn't as much of a grind as the other events, and you could probably finish it in a couple hours, but either way, it's better than nothing, and it's also pretty decent compared to the games and like the other events before it. And yeah, for the most part, the only criticism I'm seeing of this event is that it's boring or short, which yeah, I mean, it's not a full event, so I mean, it makes sense. And for the most part, the like ratio is pretty dang solid so far, but again, it has only been out for a couple hours as of my recording, so by the time this video is fully out, there might be some differing opinions on it, and yeah, I'll probably get roasted in the comments for it. But as of right now, people are enjoying it, and I personally think it looks kind of cool. The lobby is really sick as well. But anyways, we can now move on to the next story, which is just a weird Roblox feature that is apparently not working too well. So Crown Crazy Dev is a developer that has made a couple games. I'm not really sure which ones, but he tweeted out this saying, "Do not use Roblox's price optimization feature. It cut my ARPDAU, which is average revenue per day or per user, I think, by over 80%, missing out on about $50,000 of revenue. Oh my god. It sold all of my passes for dirt cheap, and the rest went way over the deadline. It is yet another terrible feature from Roblox, with a screenshot of their actual graph showing their average money per user every day dropping drastically for about a week and a half. Now, if you don't know what this is basically like the price floor update for game passes, where if you enable this feature on your game, Roblox will try and automatically price your game passes and stuff to kind of like optimize the buying force of your game passes, I guess. And it tries to find like a perfect balance of your game passes to make you the most amount of money. But it seems like it just doesn't work at all. Yeah, man, if this is actually true, if this happens to more than just this person, this feature is probably should be removed because I feel like there's going to be a lot of developers that might not know how terrible this feature is and will just have it on by default, and they will be losing out on so much Robux, okay? But without further ado, we can now move on to the next story, which is Roblox removing the reset character button. So this happened a couple like days ago or like a week ago at this point, but I didn't really notice it, and a lot of people didn't either because Roblox RTC was the first person to cover this, and they covered it like a week and a half after it happened. But basically, they just tweeted out, reset character is no more. And when I initially saw this tweet, I had a heart attack. I was like, what the heck? How are Roblox games gonna function without a reset character button? And then I realized what the actual update was, where basically they removed the reset character button and replaced it with a respawn button. Now, if you click into the respawn button, it still says reset character, I'm pretty sure. Maybe that's also just something that is like gonna get fixed in the future. But yeah, for some reason, Roblox changed it so it doesn't say reset character anymore unless you click into it and it just says respawn. Such a small, useless update that doesn't need to be on the platform. But honestly, it's not a big enough change to where I care, to be honest. And I don't think many other people care. There's a lot of people saying like WTF and like being like mad. Like, no, bro, count your days. What if you need to reset? Okay, this person is just confused. But yeah, people are actually mad about this update, which I kind of get because it like removed a pretty classic naming scheme from the website. But also, I mean, the feature is still there. You can still reset your character. That's all that matters, to be honest, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. Tell me what you think in the comments about this. Is this really a big deal? Because I'm seeing a lot of people like furious about this, and then I'm also seeing a lot of people just saying nobody cares. But either way, we can now move on to the last story, which just happens to be Roblox banning casinos once again. As you can see, Roblox RTC tweeted out this: the UK Gambling Commission is cracking down on illegal Roblox casinos. Now, this isn't Roblox taking down the casinos. This is a commissioner or a commission government thingy-majig in the UK doing it for them. And as you can see in the comments, there's a bit more context that Roblox RTC includes here that says 3 big illegal casino sites have used Roblox to make some serious cash. Roblox condemns said casinos, but critics say they've been too slow to protect children, which I think is a good way to put it. I mean, these gambling websites have been around for multiple years, and we've only started seeing them being taken down this year. The Gambling Commission blocked some sites, though they often return under new domains, and Roblox calls for stronger enforcement on these sites, which is, yeah, something I mentioned in my previous video where I talked about Roblox banning that one gambling website, is that as soon as you ban them, they just come back under a new name. They literally do mitosis, bro. Like, they just duplicate. You cut off one head and they grow 2 more. It's a disease. Now, they also include a link to a news story from Sky News where they kind of just go into more details about it, but I'm not really going to read it because, I mean, I don't think I need to. They kind of just go into, like, personal stories of people who started gambling at young ages when they shouldn't have and spent, like, Robux on the websites and whatnot, and they go over, like, a lawsuit that happened a couple months ago and stuff like that. It's a pretty crazy news story, and it's cool to see that someone is finally trying to take action on Roblox casinos because they are trash. They are actually trash. And I feel like this is going to be a net positive for the community. That's it. That's it, really, to be honest.